What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Be Hero X, this time with episode 15. It was a decent episode last week, definitely one of the weakest episodes of the series in my opinion. The last arc in general was kind of one of the weakest, probably because it was only 2 episodes, though we did have good 2 episode arcs before that. I just wasn't quite as invested in the story and all characters as I have been previously. No idea who we're going to be covering today, but I'm looking forward to it. If I did have to assume, it would be that guy that was stalking the girls, or supposedly stalking them. I think it was more kind of protecting them from something. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. Yeah, as I keep pointing out, there is very little 3D being used recently, isn't there? Ghost Blade. The Butcher Hero. Sounds very much more villainous, doesn't it? Strong silent, I bet. Jesus. The hell? This is fucked up. Jesus. The fucking pig was crying. Literally tied up a pig. That is fucked up, that is. Um, and do pigs cry? Like, tears? I've never seen that. This is also a weird thing to do, take pictures of strangers and post stuff like this. What does FOMO mean? I've seen that acronym used a few times, but I've never known what it means. Affective disorder. So I might be being stupid here, but a radical thing to suppress this would be just to make yourself deaf, right? Not that anyone would do that. But if it really was that extreme, that is an extreme response, right? So seeing this guy, of course. Very edgy, this guy, isn't he? That was Billy the Puppet from Saw. Oh shit. Giant kaiju. Yeah, this guy is extremely fucking edgy, isn't he? Jesus. Seems obsessed with the word cool as well. Honestly, I'm already kind of hoping he gets taken down a peg or two. Which is funny because I actually relate to him a little bit in terms of like when there's a lot of talking going on, a lot of noise. I just kind of stay quiet and silent as well. Just struggle to fit myself in the conversation and such. So I relate to the guy, but this guy is like the absolute extreme edge lord. Fucking yeah. As I keep saying, it just feels like the heroes keep getting less and less endearing and less kind of. I root for them less. And this guy very much doesn't seem any different. Like with a hero, I mean, I think there was a really good point I saw the other day. At least this show is actually good at kind of actually giving us characters of the heroes, but can't remember who said it. I think it was a big director, but he was like, yeah, he made a great point about the superhero movies actually just being like just focused on the superhero characters and them not actually having characters and human kind of characteristics and they're not relatable. They're not people. They are just a hero, and they're like and they kind of lost the storytelling and character writing as superhero movies went on, and I think that definitely happened. Definitely. So it's refreshing to actually see stories where the hero actually does have like a personality and things going on and stuff like this where you might not like them quite as much, but they're a person. They're not just a superhero. They're also a person. And I gotta say, I mean, I know it's for like effect, but I'm not a big fan of this fuzz. She doesn't seem phased at all. It's still her fucking phone. Maybe she's deaf, although I doubt that she could obviously see as well, see what's going on here. Maybe she's blind and deaf. Although again, she is looking at her phone, so what the hell's going on? Nice shot. Walk past. Okay, what is wrong with this girl? Of course, she'd be the girl this guy's interested in. Obsessed with her phone. What strangeness this is. Got married. Do you reckon at this point he ever even spoke to her? Kind of feels like they probably don't even speak, even now. She's still on her phone. What the hell? What the hell? So that's a similar thing to what he's got going on, isn't it? But it is Chana-san. They had sex. I mean, that's like a normal thing you expect people to have, but like these two. What strange couple of characters we got here. I hate people like that though. People that go to concerts and record the whole time. People that go to movies and fucking get their phones out. You trying to like just distracts you. That happened during when I went to watch Sinners. Fuckers on the phone to the left of me. It really pissed me off. So she does talk. Well, that's the last thing you wanted to hear then. You're really proud of raising this guy. You raised a kid that, yeah, I don't want to sound harsh, but I don't think you should be proud of raising someone just because they're handsome. Look how this kid turned out. The murderer. He's literally seemingly tortured a pig. Which is just like, I know it's not as bad as killing a person, but it feels worse killing a innocent animal sometimes than killing a person. Just the cruel nature of it, I don't know. It's that same thing where it's like you're actually more sad at like the dog dying in like a horror movie than any of the teenagers or something. It's something you can't really put into words, but it's just a bit more affecting. Yes, you fucking do. Was he the tree there? So yeah, I think this was the guy that was stalking, wasn't it? Isn't it? He's pretty good at it. Seems to have gotten worse at it, considering the last arc we caught him a few times. Few birds there, aren't they? Woman looking at him as well. So yeah, he's the tree there. Cat there, I guess. And he's in the sand. That must be horrible. Or just sand in his shoes. One of the worst feelings. Where's he here? On the bus. Under the water. Sorry about that. Just wanted to catch every one of them. So yeah, honestly, again, maybe other people, I can relate to this guy to a certain degree, but maybe for other people he's more redeemable. But for me, this guy seems like a pretty horrible guy. I mean, maybe not his fault so much. Maybe again, maybe his parents' fault or his upbringing. Maybe just maybe this is just how he was born. He was born with these kind of sensory kind of issues, and therefore didn't get to understand like emotions and such. But yeah, there's not really too much redeemable from this guy, from my perspective, to be honest. I feel like I might be being quite harsh in saying that, but that's it's just how I feel. Maybe it's because I see a bit of myself in the guy as well. I don't know. Like this, I see the parts of myself that I don't like so much in him. That his kid then. Ah, shit. So that's his daughter. He's been following this time. Okay. You. So I think he's like a registered hero or something, but we haven't seen anything from that kind of side of things, have we? That kind of hero kind of side. But at this point, I am kind of wondering. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if he even is like a hero. I don't know. Some people still like that kind of stuff at their age. I think it's quite cute. I do feel bad for the guy a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong. It's depressing to see that. Okay, that makes sense. So it's like hero trusts me, or also like has the image of him not talking in all of his supporters' heads, so he's also not able to talk. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? That sucks though. Having almost forcefully kind of silenced. So he kind of was more the case that he was stalking her and not defending her. Okay. I mean, not your normal case of stalking, but bad influence. Is she a bad influence? I almost feel like your daughter's more of a bad influence. is where they saw him again. I do find this quite interesting though. It's like kind of going through back in the time in the from his perspective. I think it's pretty cool. But again, your daughter is definitely the worst of the influences here. Even so, I don't think either of the girls are bad influences, but if you was having to describe either of them like that, it definitely would be your daughter. That would be the worst of the influences, in my opinion. It's a good fucking question, because a guy like this, you do not expect to be on the phone with anyone. They actually had both of their dads here at the same time. I bet he's wishing he could say something maybe akin to that right now, isn't he? Fucking short cat. Yeah. Of exploring the spaceship that the assume the fear kind of came from or something. Okay, decent episode. As I said, it's just something much less endearing about the second half of the show so far. Do you guys feel that way? Again, I feel a bit for the guy. He had some redeemable qualities by the end of the episode here, but and even kind of relating to him, I just like nowhere near feel attached to him as much as I did the early kind of protagonists. This episode was decent. I think the perspective was really interesting. Us seeing that last arc in a more kind of sped up, different perspective, while also fleshing out his character. I think they've done a good job of that, honestly. Kind of mixing the two. They didn't spend too much on the kind of different perspectives of the same stuff we've already seen, which I'm glad about because that could have took up a lot of unnecessary time. I think they've done a really good job balancing the time in that regard. But yeah, again, I just don't feel the kind of emotional attachment I did to like Nice or Esoul or anything. It's hard to with a character like this, isn't it? That doesn't show emotions. I mean, I'd say he doesn't show emotions. We definitely saw some kind of like emotions and such from him by the end of the episode towards his daughter and such. I think there's a very different relationship you have as a father slash mother to your children than anything else. So that makes sense. But yeah, decent episode. Kind of recontextualizing things a little bit from the last arc. Nothing awfully like surprising or anything here. Some fucked up stuff with the whole pig. Honestly, that was like the most brutal scene to me, seeing the pig crying. Again, is that something pigs are able to do? I kind of want to look that up. Are pigs capable of crying? I mean, you definitely hear them fucking crying and such, but like tearing up. Do pigs cry? But yeah, that was honestly the most fucked up scene. I think he said that he's like killed like 170 odd people as well, so that's obviously really messed up. And he believes every one of them is a righteous killing, which is also very fucked up, because how can things aren't just black and white like that, are they? Pigs don't typically. Oh, that's the AI result, which you should never, never listen to. Pigs generally produce cries of agony in the form of screams, squeals, and barks. Yeah, that's what I think of when when pigs crying usually stuff like that. A horrible noise. Maybe I should say, do pigs cry tears? AI says yes, but okay, here's the actual result. It's possible. Oh, that's really cute. It's possible that they tear up because of prompts of love and protection from humans. That's adorable. I've never seen that to be the case. Maybe no, that's really cute. It's very much the opposite end of what I'm actually trying to search up here. But yeah, I'm happy with that answer. Yeah, decent episode. But the wife stuff was interesting. Like, what the hell was the deal with the woman? Just that attached to her phone the whole time, like literally couldn't get off it even during the wedding. And then she had a baby. Like I said, she then had a very different relationship. She knew she was going to be having a child, so she just turned into a normie. And I think that would annoy you, wouldn't it? That would be, yeah. You goes from being this absolute silent phone attached woman to being a normie mum. So I can see where he kind of came from with them kind of like splitting up and such. But yeah, she was a strange presence as well, wasn't she? Very interesting story. Let me know if I kind of missed anything about this one. Let me know if you guys picked up anything that I didn't quite catch about like the story of the characters and such during this episode. Again, it was decent. Okay, I've just got to kind of say, alongside the last couple arcs, I just haven't really been as attached to the story or that as interested. To be honest with you, it doesn't feel like it's actually like initially I was really interested in this because it looked at that kind of again similar to the boys, looked at that kind of hero kind of industry, what it kind of took to be a hero and such, and it feels like we're focusing much less on that now and we're focusing more on this kind of fear, which we didn't even see too much of today, but it's kind of diverting a little bit away from like the interests I initially had. So maybe that's where this comes from. It just doesn't feel like it's looking into the things I was initially interested in, but yeah, maybe for other people it's actually looking into a more interesting kind of area now. Who knows? But again, let me know what you guys think. Comments, leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you next week with episode 16.